we just tried this too. So list the student in the grade, and once the grade is given, how can we find we find the student details? So that is easy because you just link two tables, TBL students and TBL class. You just link based on the C class and the CID, and then the grade is given as the filtering variable. The class grade is given as the filtering variable, and it was done. Then the second query was a bit difficult. The reason was, so list students marks of teacher. This query was a bit difficult. Why? Because select CID from the TBL class and teacher, where the teacher.s class, teacher.s class equal TBL.CID. First of all, what you need to do, you have to give the teacher ID, and then you need to find the related class ID. From the teacher, you are finding the class. So the link is that S class equals CID. This is the link between the two tables. And then you are giving TID, teacher ID, and finding the CID. After that, using the discovered CID, the discovered course ID, you are taking that, and that course, class ID you are taking that, and using that class ID, you are going to find the student details, which was a bit difficult. Then I said that, so let's do something like this. Let's write a nested select query. I just show you an example also for nested select query. Nested select in MySQL. I just gave you some examples too. So this is originally from the MySQL tutorial.org website, and see this example and how this happens. Okay, here you can see there are two queries, two select queries. First of all, so this is the outer query and this is the inner query. Inner query is selecting select office code. Inner query is discovering the office code. After discovering the office code, the outer query is using that office code and then discovering the related last name and first name. Actually, we can use this way, the outer query and inner query version, to make it easier. So then what is our inner query here? So what should be our inner query? So can you tell me, by analyzing this, what should be our inner query and what should be the outer query? Which is the inner query? Inner query means what you need to do first. Hello? Is it this query? This, let's say this is number 1 and this is number 2. So which query you need to take? Is it query number 1 or query number 2? Inner query. Inner query means first you have to discover this. After discovering this only, you can apply this to the outer query.
So the first one has to be applied first.
Yes, first one has to be tried. So that is the inner query. So let's try that inner query first. Okay, then you are discovering from this query, you are discovering the what. Actually, let me copy this and write this as a duplicate function to show that so both are equal, and the second one is easy. So the first here, list student marks of the teacher 2. This is the function number 2, and this function here I'm writing the inner query. Inner query is this. You are getting the student ID, and then you have to use this student ID in discovering. You have to use this student ID in discovering the student. You have to use this course ID in discovering the student details, right? Therefore, I will just add some. So you can just write this in multiple line. That doesn't matter. But so let me add this like this, and I'm bracketing this because this is the inner query. Just bracketing this. Okay, yeah. And after that, then I have to add this in part. Actually, what I'm obtaining here is CID, right? CID in this. Then the CID must be fed here. Actually, then the outer query. The outer query is this. Select from these tables and this table where, and you have to give the link ID, link here. And also you have to give the class, right, this part. Select select first name, last name, grade category from the table where this is the link, and the class. We have to say where class in class in, yes, in this query. Okay, let's see this now. This is our second version. I'm going to erase this part and this rows equal fetch all. So let's print the rows and see whether are we getting the correct details. Okay, this is our second version. I'm just going to print the rows and see this. So let me run this now. Okay, let's try the first query first. First query is this long one, first function, and I'm going to give, so both functions should return me, so let's say teacher ID 1 is given. Okay, you can see I got 2 students, so let's give the teacher ID 1 to the second function number 2. Are we getting that? Yes, we are getting that. Can you see? So which one is easy, first one or the second one? Now you can decide. So the first one we have discovered, and then using that we have discovered this one. Actually here we have to use 1, 2, 3, 4 loops in order to fetch this. And so this is basically complex. And this one is easy because, but the thing is the query part you need to think. The query part is a bit complex, but once you write the query, getting result is nothing. So after getting this, you can print this, right? How to print this? So printing can be done because all are in rows. You can say, so you need to print similar way. If you need to print this in similar way like this, 99. So you have to fetch this out. This is there as a list. Okay. 2 tuples. There are 2 tuples. You can say 4. Okay. Rows. Okay, in rows, and you're just printing this. You can use this. Print. So each row you need to take. After taking each row, you have to print these values, right? For I in, range length of k, print item I, ki, and end with space. After doing this, let's print empty line. Only 2 loops are required here. So save this, run this. But query is very long, right? The query is very, very long. The first one returns us this, and the second one should return the same. Function 2. Yes, I'm getting the same results. So no worries. So let's try with some other value. Let's teacher number 2, empty. So for this one also, the teacher number 2 should be empty. Teacher number 3, we get 1 student. So let's write function number 2 for teacher number 3. We're getting the same student. So both functions are running similarly. You cannot actually see the speed of the function because both returns values same time. But the thing is, actually speaking, so there is a microsecond delay of the first function because it is running with a lot of loops, but here only 2 loops are there. So this is convenient and easy. Shall we write down, shall we try the second one quickly? So it is very lengthier. It's kind of lengthier statement, right? So if you want, like you can write the query this way. Say query equal, let's write the query like this. Otherwise this will be a bit lengthy. Then you can say query plus equal. You can add the second part of this now. Otherwise, this is bit lengthier. Adding that, and then you are giving the query here, right? That can be done to make it shorter and visible clearly. So let's run the function and just to see the differences. If there is any issue. So running the function number 2. Oh, I'm getting something here. What is that? Oh, space should be there. Save. I'm getting the result. Feature number 3. I'm getting the results. Okay. So let's write down this. Let's try this and then write down in the book. Right. Now let's see. Now we have practiced a lot of select queries. Now let's practice update and delete queries. Right. So we know how to select. We know how to get these things. And now it's time to update and delete. Okay, first let's try to update. So through this search function, right? Search function allow us to enter ID and search. This is for actually search function is basically inputting an ID. Did we complete this? I think yes. Yes, input an ID and search. Here actually in this one you are getting all these things, but I don't need to get everything. So here the select function, I'm going to copy that select function 2 or select function 1. So what's the difference? This is fetch all, this is fetch 1, right? I have to get fetch. Oh, okay, fetch 1 is enough because I'm going to get only specific ID. So then you are going to get the like student ID, STID is equal to int input enter student ID to search. That ID you can use. Open the connection, select asterisk from table, TBL, student, I guess. What's our table? Let's move to localhost PHP MyAdmin and see our table list. Okay. Now let's go to DB user or database that we use. This is TBL student. Let's browse for data. Okay, there are 4 students. Select all from TBL student. Where STID equal, you have to give this ID. Select all from TBL student where STID equal to, can give str version of student ID obtained in the input. Add this to a semicolon. Save, fetch 1 and returning that 2. That is the search function. Okay, let's run this. Are we getting the ID? Search function. Last us an ID. I'm asking search. Okay, I'm getting that record. So once the record is found, now it is time to, you can display the record in a meaningful way like this: student ID, first name, last name, then the address and the telephone number. Okay, that's it. Student ID, first name, last name, address and the telephone number.
Wait, could you go down for just a little bit?
Okay, so what are the student ID, first name, last name, student ID, first name, last name, telephone number, address, and what is one? One is, yes, one is class. Class, you don't need that things. Student ID, first name, last name, address. TP and address. Tell and the address. Then names I and so what is K? K is in this row. Which one? Row. So I need to run this one less than the length of K, right? One less than that. Because I don't need the last one, the ST class, I don't need that. So let's run the search function. Student number one and knowledge. Okay, in row, you have only one row. But only one row there. For K in row, print the array names and the K over the K. Range, let's use range, right? Length of or number of objects in this. You can say print the names K and the item K. Oh, out of range. This should be -1. Last item should not be printed. Names K and the item K. Item K should be what? Row, in the row K item, right? Sorry, mistake. This way we can search for given student. Student number one, yes. Student number tell, you can just give a tab, or you can just type telephone. It's not lengthier enough. I think now it should cover. You're getting there. And let's search for some other thing. I need to search number 3. I'm getting that. Okay. I'm getting the student details based on my search. So do you need time to write this, try this search function, because this is needed for the update and delete that search.
Yeah,
Do you need to write this?
Yeah.
Okay, then write it, right? Sorry, I forgot to record the thing, right? Let me explain this again from the search function. Try to understand in one instant, right? Okay. In the search function, I have update that search function here. Just it was printing the values. Instead of that, I am just collecting the values into a list and appending into a list. List name is data. I'm appending that values to a list without printing. So this appended value I'm returning in the search function. I'm returning the appended value in a list. So you can see once printed, these are the appended values, right? Let me run the function and show you that. And after getting that values into the list, so I can do anything with that. Here actually I'm printing that. I'm printing that and I'm giving an instruction. In this instruction, I'm telling enter values to update, keep it blank. If you don't need to, if you don't want to update that, keep it blank. Then opening the connection. getting the values. If there is a value, you can get that value. If there is no value, that means blank, you have to get the value from the list. Then let's say if 3 is blank, get the value from list, and that is D2. If 4 is blank, get the value from list. If 3 is blank, if 3 is this. If 4 is blank, if 4 is D3. Then if 5 is blank, then get the value from D4. Now let's see this. I'm generating the list, but I'm not going to run this. Let me come in these things. Okay, then run the function. Search function, search in ID1 given as a list. Update function or update student. I'm searching for 1. You can see it's giving 1 Dinesh Bandara. This I'm keeping the first name blank. I don't want to update Dinesh. Bandara, I need to update as Attanayaka. Okay, I have added that. Telephone number, okay, keep as it is blank. The address I want to update number 11. Copy in this and update as number 11. Press enter. Oh, F6 not defined. My mistake. That is F5 only. Insert into TBL student. Sorry, that is also a mistake. Then the first, what are the record names? We need to correct that. FNLN TP address. FNLN TP address. These are the things that I'm updating. FNLN TP address. Actually, I need to update. Not to insert, I need to update. Then I have to do the values also. So let's see. This is generating insert query, not an update query. But let's experience that. Search 1. Okay, I don't need to update this. Then okay. And no need to update the telephone number. Press enter. Number 11. So short bump. Okay, let's check whether insert into table values. This I just need to print the values V also. Let's print V. What is there in V? Oh, V is not defined. So is that it is inside the function Q and V both. You can see you are getting the values. Now the new values. Dinesh, Attanayaka, this one. You can see the existing values are preserved and new values are inserted. So that is what I need to do. Okay, everything is perfectly there. Now I need to update this query to, change this query to update. Let's do that. You have to write, when you update in, the query will look like this. So let me update that first. I'm going to edit this. Let's press go. You can see update table. This is how the update happens. This is the query. Let me copy the query and add it to my coding. Okay. Update TBL student, that you need to do. Set also you need to do. Then you have to set all these things. Right? Actually, you have to set all these things. The TP number you need to set. Let's say the query equal update TBL student set. First is FN actually. FN equal to this F2, right? Given the function value 2. FN equal F2. Then what is ln equal F3, comma, FN, LN, then the TP and address. Then FN, LN, TP equal TP equal F4 and LN, address equal LN equal F5, where TBS student ID equal student ID is equal to, you have to get that value from the list, that is D0. Then let's print this. Let's print the query. Just print in the query. I'm going to print this. Print in the query. Update student 1. I'm not updating anything. Just press in enter, 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 enter. How? What is the error? Type error. Must be str, not int. So what is integer? FN, LN, TP. I think it's integer. Maybe str. I have here the string. And here also let's change it to D0. Let's take D0. Or you can just say str list. Save, run. Not updating anything. Again, searching. One, just entering. Update table student, set FN equal to FN equal to number 10 church.com. LN equal to 1. What has happened there? So a big mistake. F5 here. Otherwise F2 will be updated. Let's run it. Update student, doing it again. 1, enter. Set FN, LN, TP is okay. Just so yeah, the table student equal to 1. Okay, done. So this is what I need to do. Now, very small part, I would like to keep this to you, right? Take the time. Take the time and try to complete now itself. Otherwise, what will happen? You will not have time to complete this. So just take a screenshot of this, right? Take a screenshot of this update function, right? Try to do it now itself and complete this, right? I'm not writing this to the database. What you need to do, you need to write this to the database. Take a screenshot of this. Done. Just take a screenshot of this. Do it now itself. Otherwise, you will miss it because of the time issue. Take a screenshot of this as well. Search function. I have just done a small update there. Search in and return in a list. Using that list and trying to update with new values. I can either put new values or keep existing values. Okay, I'll stop from here. Then bye.